We're going to be replacing this light, this old light, with a new one. So what we're going to do is, first thing you want to do is take these bulbs out. And be very careful with the bulbs, depending on what kind of bulbs they are. If they're the old fluorescent ones, they will, they can shatter and they contain mercury. So you don't want to do that. You can tape these up and throw them away in your trash can. So we're just going to set them right here for now. We're going to take this off. And then we're going to look. Make sure the power's off, obviously. And we're going to see how this is mounted. Looks like these squeeze together. They should come right down, revealing how they're mounted, which is a 2 screws, the transformer on. The power is off, so make sure the power's off, and then we're going to actually disconnect these two. So disconnect this. I like to save these wire nuts for other jobs that I might need around the house. So again, go ahead and disconnect the wires. Disconnect the white, disconnect the black, and then the ground is screwed in right there. So we're going to grab a screwdriver. We've got our flathead. We're going to go ahead and give it a couple twists. This should come right out. You can cut it. You can cut it too with a wire stripper if you want. Now that's undone, and then we're going to undo this. Okay, once we have this disconnected from the ceiling, we're going to actually clean these cobwebs up. We need to unscrew this. I don't know why they did it this way. They put it in. We want to loosen this up with the flathead. You just go ahead and give it a couple twists. And then that should be loose enough to come off of the wire. And again, the power is off. So that comes off of here. And then this comes out. And we want to save this connector, okay, for the next part of the install. Now this we can just kind of set up here for now. And this is trash. Right now this is trash. But again, be very careful because these have sharp edges on them. You can cut yourself. So this is useless now. So we're going to go ahead and discard of this. Okay, so this is what we're replacing it with. It's going to be an LED one. So we got LED strips right here. And this is the power we're hooking up to. So right now we need to take this little circle thing out. So just go ahead and take a screwdriver and kind of just go back and forth. And when you come in this side, you can see that it will eventually pop out like that. So that's what we want. And you remember this that we took out of the last one? What we're going to do is we're going to take this top part, put it on top of the power cord. This is going to go on the outside of this because this is going to go against the ceiling like this. Then we take our power wire, put it through the hole, and then we're going to take this connector, which is already loose because we loosened these up, and if you want you can loosen them a little bit more. I find it does help to get the wire through there. And then we're just going to go like that. And you want it to be over the white sheathing. So once it's over the white sheathing, we're going to take our flathead and we're just going to tighten it up. You got to have this because if you don't, there's like small vibrations when you turn your lights on. The lights don't cause a vibration, but the electricity going through the wire causes very, very slight vibrations. And over time, if this is against metal, it will wear through, and then you have a risk of fire or, you know, electrical shortages. So you don't want that. So you want to be following code in your area, and that is something you need to look up because I'm doing this for entertainment purposes only. We go ahead and pop it through like this, and then we just go ahead and screw this on. Nice and tight on there, just like so. Now we can make our connections. What I like to do is, these wires come with solder on them like that. I do not like that, so I take my wire strippers, wire cutters, and I cut the tip just like so. Then we strip the wire back about that far, and then now these get connected to this. So we're going to actually want to make a fairly even connection. So go ahead and kind of line those up, and that's about the length we're going to want. So just go ahead and cut those. And then again, you're going to have to strip the white. Again, about that much. I'd say about 3/4 to 1/2 inch. And if you strip them a little too far, you can always just cut the tip off. Doesn't really matter. So once it's like that, they came with wire nuts. So we're going to open these up. Came with wire nuts, like I said. So it's fairly simple. Black to black. So we're just going to go ahead and twist these. Okay. Take your wire nut, put it on, and just twist it on until it doesn't twist anymore. What I like to do, this is a little extra. I like to take some electrical tape, just because, and I like to tape these up. That way, I know the connection is nice and tight, and there's no chance of anything getting in there. Which there probably, it won't, but I like to just be a little safer. So again, twist this on nice and tight. Take some electrical tape. Again, this is an extra step you don't have to do. Whoever comes in this thing before, like after you, if they ever try to replace it, they're going to be mad you did the electrical tape part, but that is what it is. And then again, the ground wire doesn't really need, doesn't have a protective sheathing, which is fine. They never do. But again, wire nut, because there's no spot on here to hook to the ground. Or then again, I'm going to do the electrical tape just to keep the connection nice and secure. And now what we're going to do is we're actually going to test this to make sure it turns on. So we're going to go to the switch, flip it on before we put everything up and back together, because if we need to, we might have to like loosen some of these up or, whatever. So we're going to line it up right here and just go ahead and drive a screw in. Okay. And over here, we're going to tack it up. We're going to tack it up right here. And that right now is fairly secure, not going anywhere, and we know they work. So now we're just going to go ahead and take this, feed it in. Bingo bango. Now we're going to go ahead and turn it on and show you what it looks like. And that is how you replace your old crappy fluorescent bulbs with an LED. One thing I don't like about this style light is you can see where the wires are in here. So that's just one little negative, but it is in a basement, so it doesn't really matter that much.